Hey, I'm back with another review of the 4 movies I saw. This is one I saw before Secret Life of Pets, so I'm going down the chronologically to the first movie I saw this month. And this one is totally different from Secret Life of Pets. It's the Purge Election Year. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, I've never seen a Purge movie until now. I don't think the idea really got to me. I'm like, a horror movie where crime is legal for a day. And it's probably because I'm like, that's never gonna happen. I'm not the people who be like, oh my god, if Donald Trump gets elected, we're gonna have the purge. Which one? I don't think the purge will ever happen. Because think about it. Can you like? I know in the movie it's like, oh, it cut down costs and all that. I'm like, in real life, when crime is legal, can you think of all the theft, murder, anything like that's not gonna affect the economy in a good way? Probably. I'm not sure. I'm not an economist. I probably fell asleep through economics and government probably more than any other history-related class. I love history, but government and economics is probably the most boring thing ever. But yeah. So I think the thing that interested me for this movie, I actually watched it, was two of the reviewers I respect very much: Brad Jones, the Cinema Snob, Jim from the Pizza Party podcast. I know he has a last name, but I don't want to mess it up. But if you know who he is, then that's awesome because he's probably the best current movie review on YouTube because this guy knows movies better than anybody like Jeremy Johns or Chris Stuckman. Like, I remember, I just say this: schmoes don't know shit. I remember Jim telling like, the schmoes knows don't really get into movies, but yeah. So they said it was kind of like a fun B movie, and I'm all for that shit. I really need more fun B movies in theaters. Like, so the Purge kind of piqued me. This one piqued me interest. Now, I'm gonna be up to straight. The Purge Election Year's political commentary, or if you can call it that, or satire, really ends in the fact that it's called the Purge Election Year, and it's election year, and it came out the 4th of July, which is really good marketing, if you ask me. And other than that, it's an election year in the movie, and they're talking about how the purge cuts down on kind of like welfare costs and like how it benefits the rich and not the poor. It's probably the most social commentary or political satire there is in the movie, because really that's kind of more of a segue into what this movie pretty much is, which is kind of a fun, bloody movie where all these good set pieces are around and where you can just go and have this fun, man. I've never really thought of the Purge movies as horror movies. I mean, I'm pretty sure the first one was built as one, if I can remember correctly. If not, then this is more of a action movie, especially this one. From what I know, the first Purge movie takes place in one house due to the budget, and it was trying to say a message, but really it kind of fell flat, especially in this movie. This movie, I can see what they're trying to do with their message of the poor and rich and all the one percenters and stuff, but really it seems kind of like makeup for what should to make it look more important than it really is. But not saying that's a bad thing. I really enjoyed this movie. Now, if you guys don't know, the movie is about election year, and we start off with flashback in the Purge, which we find out the person in the flashback is a new senator who's running who wants to take the Purge off from the founding fathers. Well, we cut to the founding fathers who are like, "Who's this cunt?" And I'm very happy that I've never seen the word used "cunt" so loosely in a movie in a while, so I was happy about that. And basically, all the actors are really good. They're like very good. They kind of look like something that would be like in a B movie, but they give it their all. Because everybody here gives it their all. I'll get more into the other senator she's running against because he's great. I might get into spoilers territory, but if you already seen the movie, whatever. If you haven't, probably stop the video now and watch it later. Anyway, so the the lady, well, she wants to end the purge, and they're like, "Who's this cunt?" And they're like, "We gotta take her out." So basically, to make it look more fair, because everyone's like, "Oh, the purge makes the rich richer and the poor dead," and they're like, "You know what? This year, everybody, there's no mutiny, there's no what's it called? No one is exempt from the purge. Tax exemption, tax exemption." Special reference. And So really, what they're doing is they want to attack her on Purge night. And so basically, the girl who's a senator, I forget her name. It's been a while since I've seen this movie. Yeah. So the senator wants to end the purge, and the lady who plays her is very, very good. She makes her character very sympathetic, and you really want to see this person succeed. Like, you can tell she really does believe what she wants, because they're like, well, you're going to the purge mass, you can stay in the White House, like, protect. Like, no. If I really want to see people that I am someone who they can trust, like someone who will end the purge, I will spend purge like everybody else in their house. Which she does, but then they sent a service person, played by, well, I was going to call him Frank, that's the actor's name. Frank, wants to protect her, and there's a little thing going on with him. They're like she's like, there's more to this. What she does reveal later on in the movie why he's so intent on protecting her and wanting the purge to be over. But yeah, they have a little nice dynamic. So like you could tell, the purge is now on, and before we are introduced to the other main characters, or I do remember Joe, Marco, and the black female, I can't remember her name, who is known as Pequeña Muerte, Little Death, and I'll get to more of that. But these characters I actually really like the actors who portray them, because they really make them sympathetic. Like Joe, he runs a deli, and you really get to like, especially in the first, like, the way he talks, he kind of feels like that older person you like really look up to, because he's funny, he's very funny, he's very kind and stuff, and he has a Hispanic named Marcos working with him, who is also a very, very kind person who really does respect Joe and wants to help him. And you can really see kind of like he kind of sees Joe as a father figure, because he kind of moved into America and he's an illegal and barely became a citizen a couple of years back, and now he's working, and he gave him a job and everything. So you can kind of see his dynamic, and this is kind of, you see how the purge affects poor people, because in him you kind of see how he's trying to keep his deli. And and this scene, first we're introduced to two characters who I kind of love to hate. If anybody see the movie, it's these two black girls who, one wants a candy bar so bad she tries to fucking shoplift a candy bar before purge night, and she's like, "I'll be back." I'm like, oh my god, this is not gonna end well. But no, you get to more know about Joe. He's a very nice person who tries his best, and I think one of the few times this movie does try to get into his political message is when he gets a call and says they upped his purge insurance by thousands and he can't afford it, and he's very sad because the deli's what he has. This is like a compliment to the character and the actor, when you really feel for him when he says, "This is all I have. This is my slice of the pie." You feel like this person's gonna lose everything if he doesn't protect it on purge night. So that's how they become the purge. So once the movie, there's not a lot of downtime. Like, once the senator is attacked who's betrayed by some of the secret agents, and they're hired mercenaries to track them, this movie goes outside most of the time, where you get all these set pieces, and they kind of like run in to Joe and Marcos, who joined Joe, the protective store, with Joe not wanting to. And yeah, they kind of run into each other, and then the fucking candy bar girls come back, and it's crazy. This is probably the creepiest scene in the movie. More though, that is so much part of an action movie. It's like they come out dressed in prom dresses and bloody prom dresses and masks. One says "Kiss Me," and fucking "Party in the USA" kind of plays distorted throughout the speakers. At a party in the U.S. I'm like, gee, this is probably the most unsettling scene. It's not really, like I said, this movie's not really a horror movie in any means, but it's a lot of fun. The characters you actually care for, which is probably what this does better than most horror movies. So when someone you think is gonna die, it makes you feel more invested into the action because you don't want them. Everybody in this movie does very good. Well, their performances are very solid. You come to care for everyone, especially Joe, Marcos, the senator, the service agent, Pequeña Muerte, who's trying to help people from the purge. She has a first aid car that goes around helping people because all emergency services are down for the night, no police, no ambulances. So they go around helping people who are in the purge, who are trying to survive the purge. And there's a little weird thing where like foreign countries come to purge, like foreign purging, which is kind of like I kind of saw it as how America is trying to colonize itself in every other country, which they could have got into in the movie, but they really don't. Which is probably why this movie, I wouldn't say fails as a satire, but it kind of makes itself up to be something more than it is. And it's great. I mean, I enjoyed it a lot. I would probably watch it again. Recommend it. Probably if it's still in theaters, probably see a matinee or rent it. Like you have friends over, like you only want to watch Purge Election Year. That's fun. It's a good time. And the other thing I get into is the other senator she's running against too. You don't see a lot of him in the movie in the beginning, but when you see him to the end, where you see how insane he is about the purge, and the purge mass is like probably one of the best scenes in the movie, especially when he's going on this whole rant about the purge and stuff, and kind of like how it's a religious thing, and it's kind of like a cult. Really, it really is a cult. The new founding fathers literally is a cult when you watch the purge mass. That's pretty much what I'm gonna go into. But the only thing is, I kind of want to say this, but if they do make new purge movies, I feel kind of bad because the whole key of getting the senator safe is to have her become president and end the purge. Meaning, if there's a new purge movie, then that wouldn't work. I mean, even if she is president, that means there's still a purge. So I don't know. I think the next movie is going to be a prequel. I don't know. So hopefully that's the case. And yeah, it's a fun, gory movie to go out. I mean, I saw it. I had lots of fun. I just kind of sat back, ate popcorn, drank Ecto Cooler, which I tried at. It's pretty good. Cherry Coke, and yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, that's it for this, and I will review the other two movies later. So have a good one. Thanks for watching.